Dynamite alot. Before I get started, I wish to apologize that you did not get an NWA Power review. Admittedly, I forgot. I wasn't feeling so well. Had upset stomach, so I completely forgot to look at NWA. But I am considering doing it either tomorrow or Friday because I have to go to my doctor tomorrow a little earlier than normal, so I won't probably have enough time to see it and then do the review of it. So if I can, I will try to do it tomorrow, but if I can't, I'll do it for Friday. So I hope you guys are willing to still watch it, even if it is several days late. But what did we get in this homecoming to Daly's place? We got a lot, baby. We got a lot of stuff. Now, was it all good? Not bad. This was a solid show. If anybody didn't watch this show, you could watch it. It's pretty solid. It does give you some good content. For more diehard fans of storytelling, it isn't a lot. Let's make it honest. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of things that can be set up for other places. But as something that gives a lot of content for storytelling, it's not a lot. But let's compare it to WWE. What do you want? Do you want Raw, which literally is catered to Vince and Vince's warped sense of what wrestling should be for himself and where he believes kids, little children, are the top priority? Because that's what it's coming down to. This is more orientated to kids who are 5 and under, who don't know a damn thing. That's what it is. So this is what we got. Now, let's open with the third. Is this the third or the fourth labor? This is the third labor of Jericho. It is not a bad thing to see the labors of Jericho. But you wonder how long Chris can actually keep this up. Look, Tube Guerrero. And I messed up last week. I'm not going to lie. Because I got mixed up. What is the guy's name? El Rio del Sol. I got his name mixed up with Tube. So I'm sorry. No one told me that. But I realized it myself. I'm not someone who doesn't want to do things properly or to a certain extent be a perfectionist, unfortunately. That's one of my big flaws that I have in the sense that I want to do things as perfect as possible and I go too far with it and I frustrate myself. And I think one of the reasons why I did forget about NWA was because of my frustration and my depression on working on other things. So it happens. So, knowing I said, let's just put it like this. Was the match between Tube Guerrero versus Chris good? For about 2 to 3 minutes, yes. But let's be honest. I believe Tube is at least 3 to 4 years younger than Chris. I don't remember how old he is. I think he's maybe 47, 46, or 48 years old. I don't remember. He's much younger than Chris. I'm sure he's at least 2-3 years younger than Chris. Now, Chris is older than me by a year. Okay? I'm 50 now. Chris is 51, reaching now next year into 52. He can't go. Chris can't go, but he's still a good storyteller. And I want to make this clear to anyone who leaves a comment below that Chris, why is he here? He's a waste of space. Sorry, he's not. He's not a waste of space, not because he's older than me, and I love the guy. Look, I like him. I wasn't a huge Chris Jericho fan back in the day. I did love it when he became the best and what he did. But let's make this clear. This is a Chris Jericho who helped to really spur on AEW. That nobody would care if Chris had not signed on. He's still a creative writer for AEW. I'm sure he writes in the creative team. He still contributes. And yes, can he go in the ring? No, not as fast and not as well as he could before. He gets tanked much more easier now. He's 51, guys. Deal with it. He's not a Dustin. He's not a Billy Gunn. He just doesn't have that stamina. But doesn't mean he's 100% bad in the ring. He just got to play up to his strengths. Basic, straightforward wrestling, he can do. High flying, forget it. He can't do it anymore. And when you see this with Tube, and see that the stipulation was that he had to do a top rope turnbuckle high impact to win the match, it showed badly on him. Now, mind you, he tried. And when it came down to it, doing the Judas effect off the top turnbuckle and doing a spin to whack him dead in the neck, because he whacked him in his face or his neck, he nailed the ass out of a Hoobie 2. And he sold it as well. It was alright. But in between the point where he finally did that spinning Judas effect, because he did do one Judas effect before, and he realized he couldn't use it because he had to do off the top turnbuckle, that is when he did the second one where he did the spin and did it. It was fine. It looked good. But we can't lie about it. He has to play to his strengths. He's a very good wrestler, but he's not a good high flyer anymore. He can't do it. A few flips, maybe doing a lion salt once in a while, but he must stop because he just looks tired too easily. He tanks. Now, after this, Wardlow attacks him. And with, let's put this into perspective. Before the match started, you see MJF come out, grab someone's poster saying he hates MJF, rips it, and then rubs it on his nuts. That shows how good of a heel he is. He's a heel you just want to despise and beat the living shit out. You want to beat the shit out of him. You just do. You love the guy so much you hate him. And what he did, I loved that part. That was a nice touch. And when it was over, he was on commentary, and he came from commentary and said, "Oh, Chris, you think you're going to get that moment to shine and enjoy it? No, Wardlow ended you. But that now leads to the fourth labor of Jericho. You must face Wardlow, and now he will be escorted to the ring and will and there will be a person that will cut it, make it straight down the middle. I will be the one who will be calling it straight down the middle." So, you got Wardlow next week, and you got MJF, who is the special referee. This is where it gets interesting. Now, many people are going to say, dude, it ain't going to be interesting. Yes, it will. For the simple reason, this has been done so many times before it's been done. To nauseum. But in AEW, they try to put a new spin on it. Let's be honest. You got a good veteran in a Chris Jericho and a very young and hungry MJF who wants to prove himself to be a creative as well as be a good wrestler. And now he has to be a ref. So they have to figure a way to make him look good. How is his attitude going to be? Will he mess with Chris? Will Tony Khan get involved eventually at the end of the match? Where will it go? That's going to be the question. Now, we had a couple of video packages. The first one was from, you got the split up of Dark Order and Paige. Now, many people believe this is going to happen, and I do agree. It was eventually going to happen where Paige had to be separated from Dark Order. Sooner or later, it had to happen. So now it has happened because he said it very clearly in front of Dark Order, "Look, I love you guys, but I need to be on my own. I cost you your chance at the titles. I need to do this on my own. They're my mistake. I made this mistake. I have to do this myself. Please don't interfere." Now, Stu and Evil Uno made it very clear to everyone else, this is what he needs. He wants space. We love him, but give him his space. Now, once it came to, might as well do it now, this segment of the Elite Squad. Don't like it. I mean, they're not calling themselves Elite Squad, but they're still doing the basketball thing. The Elite Squad, and I'm calling it Elite Squad. And basically, Hangman wanted to say something. They came out, and he wasn't going to tell them that he wanted to join them. But they got in the ring, and they were messing with him, pretty much saying, "Dude, you are not going to come back with us because we don't want losers." Fight breaks out. They beat the crap out of him. Dark Order runs out. But then Evil Uno and Stu Grayson start pushing everyone back. The last person that could not be pushed back, but eventually was Silver, because he wanted to help Chris. Not Chris, but he wanted to help Adam. He truly wanted to help Adam. But Stu and Evil Uno made it very clear that he wants to be alone. Let's give him his space. If this is happening to him, this is what he wants. And if we love him like we say we do, we have to leave him alone. So this is what you get. Now, Jade Cargill had a video package with Marcus Mark, or Marcus Smart. Wait a minute, Marcus Mark. I think that's his name. I keep forgetting it. And this was for the segment to show that she's back. They were trying to make some money off of AEW shop.com and diversify other places, but she's back. She'll be back on Elevation next week, and you will see that damn bitch, as she likes to be known. Now, this is the thing. Seeing her back is good. Hopefully, while she has not been on TV, she's been practicing a little bit more in the ring, because as you guys already know, Jade is a big-ass woman. Muscled to hell. She, as I think a mother of two, worked her ass off to get the damn abs and the rest of the body to look great. But the major issue she has is that she's still not a good wrestler yet. I am hoping while she's been gone, she's been practicing some more, and she got a couple of more moves to go on with her arsenal. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what she needs, because she must, sooner or later, prove that she can work in the ring, because sooner or later the AEW faithful are going to eat her ass. And I might join them, because as much as she's gorgeous, she talks pretty okay, she got a great body, like it. Everybody's looking at that ass and boobs. Yes, everyone's looking at it. I've looked at it. But as an objective reviewer, I have to see the bottom line. And the bottom line is this. As well built as she is physically, as beautiful as she is, and as having Marcus Smart as the lawyer who talks for her, eventually she's got to talk and she's got to wrestle. And if she cannot wrestle, this sucks. And she will be eaten alive by the fans eventually. They're going to get sick of her. She's got to learn how to wrestle better. She doesn't have to be perfect, but just enough. But now let's move on. Now, the trios match of these three actually make sense. It's weird as it sounds. Look, you guys know I don't like 6 or 8 or 10 man tags often. And AEW does it a lot. I hate it. Tag teams, yes, fine. I can't stand when they go that far, particularly there's still no title for the 6 men or the 8 men or the 10 men. They still don't have a title yet. Now, I hope they'll do it, because these trios things, they need to solve that. So, seeing Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, I just botch all the time. You never know what you're going to get with me. And Jon Moxley, they make sense. All of them are crazy. They're all crazy. But then you get 2.0 and Garcia. I don't recognize Garcia. He looks familiar, but then he doesn't. So supposing these three called out Moxley, called out King, as well as Allen, called them out. And they got their asses whooped. At one point, I think it was very beginning of the entire match. Yes. The first 3 to 5 minutes of the match, when they let Darby Allin in there, and he did a great job. You know what Kingston did? He rubbed his head like a kid. And the guy's 24, but because Kingston's been in the business for 20 years, I don't think Darby Allin would get offended by that. He knows he was showing him respect. Just because he rubbed his head like he's a little kid. Maybe he considered him like a little brother. And he said, good work, damn good work. It looked good. The match wasn't bad. And seeing Sting being idolized by one of the members of 2.0, I think it was a member of 2.0, was fine. I think I put it in my face before Darby Allin. I don't have that shot of Darby Allin driving him into the retaining wall or whatever. The guardrail. There you go, the guardrail. I always say guardrail's retaining wall. I'm sorry. But it was fine. They won. Let's move on. Now, Taz and Cage. Team Taz and Cage had the moment. I'm not going to repeat what was stated because it doesn't really matter. The FTW title. This is where it needs to be understood, guys. This is my point of view. You guys can tell me what you feel, but the FTW title needs to be defended. I know they're not gonna do this, and I'm gonna get really pissed off because they won't. But it needs to be defended only on Rampage. They need something exclusive. Yes, they can show it on Dynamite, Elevation, Dark, but the title should only be defended at a pay-per-view or only on Rampage. It should be exclusive to Rampage. So if you ever want to know where the FTW title is being defended, Rampage would be the wisest thing. That's just what I'm saying. Britt Baker had a moment. And then you had... I wish so badly that this happened earlier with Red Velvet. She comes out after Britt Baker makes it very clear that she's happy. She's going to be showing herself on Rampage for the first time in her own home state. And her hometown as well. She's so happy. But then Red Velvet comes out and said, I want that damn belt, bitch. Let's go. So she said, all right, when we appear on Rampage, me and you for the damn title. And then there's a little bit of a fight, and then you get the Britt Baker nailing her ass and ending it. Now, there's a lot more in between that, but this is where it comes down to. This should have happened well beforehand. I'm sorry, guys. If you wanted Nia Rose to be the one to be her first challenger, more power to you. But for me, it was not necessary. It didn't make any sense for Nia Rose to be doing it now. They barely use Nia Rose on Dynamite. Yeah, maybe Elevation, maybe Dark, but she's never used on Dynamite much. And I would have rather see her build up into Dynamite, show that she's a challenge. Hell, start using her heavily on Rampage. You don't have to show her much on Dynamite. Throw her onto Rampage the majority of the time, and you see her there, and then build up into it after she's gone through Red Velvet, after she's gone through the legit Hearse, after she's gone through Bunny, after she's gone through a Big Swole still in the roster, Big Swole or Statlander. Let her go through everyone until she finally has to deal with Nia Rose. Off the bat made no sense. I don't agree with it. Okay? Let's move on. Now, let's see here. Let me give it to you like this. Miro versus Johnson. I gotta give it to you like this. Was it a bad match? No. Lee Johnson looked good. But Miro was destructive. Guys, they letting Miro look unstoppable. At one point, he gets DDT'd. He flips straight back up. Well, not flips back up. He stands right back up, standing, even if he acted like this. The bastard didn't go down. They never booked him like that in WWE. Never. NXT a little bit. But never on the main roster. He's never been this well booked in the history he's been working in any type of company that has this much reach. It's, well, compared to what happened with when he was working earlier, this is a stark difference. And I actually like this character of his being, I am like, pretty much, he's kind of like Joan of Arc talking to God, saying, oh God, see that I will forgive them all. All of them will be forgiven by me. Next to me having such a hot wife, having a hot wife that can contort into anything, including a pretzel. I am yours. It's not that bad. Now, not everyone's agreeing with it, but it's not that bad. And particularly that they're booking him in such a way that is totally destructive. The only problem I had was that they gave him Lance Archer so early. And I didn't agree with it, and I still don't agree with it. But seeing him go through everyone else, I'm fine with. He's doing it well. He finally won. And now the question is, who is next to be fed to a Miro? You guys tell me below who you think he should be fed to. Who should be fed to him next? Now, the NWA... No, wait. Hold it. Let me wait. Let me do the Christian and Blade match. The Christian and Blade match was interesting. Not because of how bad it was or how good. It was because of what happened to Adam Page. Adam Page had to step aside. That was the deal he struck. So now, number one, when I think he's number one and number two. He's number two, I believe, or number one. No, I think he's number one. Christian's number one now because Adam Page had to step aside. So now you're going to see Adam Page doing whatever he's going to do. And Christian going to be the next person that probably will be dealing with a Kenny Omega. The question's going to be, is this going to be next year? Or are they going to be crazy enough to do it this year? Now, I will say one thing about the match. The Blade is very underrated as a wrestler. When he used to be Braxton Sutter. I always liked Braxton Sutter. And honestly, I wish they would do more with him, but he's still with the Butcher and the Blade. I think he could do something more. He's got the right physique. He can talk. He can wrestle. Seeing him go up against Christian was actually nice because he was able to work with him. But in the end, this is really about Christian getting set up for a Kenny Omega. I'm just saying. Now we can go to fuck AEW. Fuck NWA. NWA Women's Elimination Match. Now supposedly Selena Deeps is injured again. Oh man. Woman can't catch a break. She just came back from her knee being messed up and now supposedly again there's some type of knee problem. I don't know if it's the same knee or a different knee. She is injured again and she's got to go through surgery again, supposedly. Hopefully she is okay and she can come back. But damn it, she's not having some good issues right now with her legs, with her knees, if that's what the problem is. So you got legit Leia Hurst. I believe her name is Leia Hurst. And you got Bunny. Cherry Bomb herself. I know no one calls her Cherry Bomb anymore. I call her Cherry Bomb for the simple reason, if you saw this match, you saw a glimpse of Cherry Bomb. Briefly. The original woman that we used to love as Allie in the beginning, when she started wrestling and showing how really good she was, before she got frustrated, before she started having problems in the ring, and before she finally left and went to AEW and still haven't really shown great ring work, this felt like the best I've seen her as the original Cherry Bomb in her wrestling ability. Not character, wrestling. Hurst, on the other hand, even though does show great ring ability, is still sloppy as hell. At one point, she decided she wanted to do a moonsault. Did not notice where, if I'm right, because if I remember correctly, she really nailed the Bunny. She tried to position her near where she wanted to do the moonsault, but the Bunny was off to her left, which when she got onto the turnbuckle and to the top turn rope to her right. And instead of adjusting her like this and jumping back, she was straight on with the ropes like this, instead of being like this, somewhat angled off. And she did a backflip, and she didn't even come close to hitting the damn Bunny. Not even close. The Bunny didn't even need to move out of the way. She was not even there. At least from my perspective, from what I was watching. She literally flipped back and there wasn't even anybody there. She didn't even touch her. Or even, the Bunny didn't even need to move. Of course the Bunny did move, but she wasn't even in the right position. She is still green. So the thing that got me, why would they throw her to NWA? Why? I'd rather see the Bunny. Look, guys, you may say a lot about Bunny, but I'd rather see Bunny than Hurst. That's the truth. Because, yes, Camille was there in her boots that were about this high, showing how, and you could see them in my face. Damn it, that is David and Goliath. I don't know. Maybe Dana and Goliatha. That's the best way to call them. Dana and Goliatha. They're like this. Like mother with her 2 to 3 year old daughter. No, 4-year-old daughter. That's a big ass. Woo! That's a big difference. And I'd rather see the Bunny win it than Hurst win it. Because at least with Bunny, you stand a better chance of seeing better ring work. And to be honest, I want to see what Bunny's going to be like in NWA. I think she might be interesting having a match there if they even gave her a chance to talk. But that's just me, you guys. Tell me below. Now, let's see here. Let me see. Am I forgetting anything? I know I'm forgetting something, guys. So if I did, I am so sorry. Oh, Andrade, Ilios, try to convince the Lucha Brothers again to, hey, join me. They said no. Pac was not there due to the fact that all his reservations have been canceled. But then, Del Sol was called in after they left. And Chavo was telling Andrade, look, don't worry, they're going to join you. But I do have someone now, even though they're not going to join you right here. And he calls out Del Sol. I think Delino Del Sol, or I think I could be. But he wants him to clean his boots. He doesn't want to wrestle for him. He doesn't want him wrestling. He just wants him to clean Andrade's boots, or shoes, actually shoes. His shoes. And he says, what? I thought you wanted me to wrestle. He said, no, I want you to clean your shoes. And then Andrade grabs him and starts foaming around. And he said, next time, clean my shoes. Now, this is good to see that Chavo is filling in for Andrade while he's still probably learning how to speak better English. Because he doesn't speak very good English. He speaks bad English. Not 100% bad English. He speaks English, but is mostly broken, and he's still working on it. I am hoping he'll get very good in English. It'll make things better for the people on the roster. And let's be honest, he is married, he is with a woman that speaks mainly English. Maybe she has learned Spanish to work with him, but it might help his wife, his future wife. Anyway, final. Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. Black begins anew. That's what I'm calling this. That's the best way to call it. Everyone knew with Malachi Black coming to AEW, coming in facing Cody, who has been known, like what happened with Ogogo. He wouldn't put him over in the pay-per-view, but he was more than willing to do it on Dynamite, which was the wrong thing to do. He should have just let him do it. When it came in other situations, when he held the TNT title, yes, he let a Brody Lee win, but he nailed a lot of people in between that. And I truly believe that in this situation, like many others, Malachi Black must annihilate Cody Rhodes. He had to annihilate his ass. And the match was mostly even until near the end. Once Malachi literally Muay Thai'd the hell out of Cody, he flew off, fell through a table. I think I got a shot at that. He managed to get back into the ring. And eventually, Black Mass to the face, over. Done. He annihilated him very quickly. Even though there was a little bit of back and forth in the very beginning. Now, here's the thing. Cody, after it was over, after he got a cut right here in his face, and the Tony Schiavone comes in the ring to try and talk to him, he asked for the mic. He told Tony, I love you, thank you for what you've done. And he sounded like, simply put, someone who's about to retire. He made it very clear. Guys, I started when I was 15 as a ref. I wanted to get my daddy's belt. I wanted to go for the company, go for the business, and have my father's belt. I never had that chance. And when it came to the situation, I fired the company I was at. They didn't fire me. He made it very clear. He buried the WWE. But he made it clear. 3 years ago, people thought with me and the others, Kenny, the Bucks, we told everyone we're going to make a revolution. And everyone laughed at him saying, you're stupid. You're never going to do it. Look where we are now. And we have made a difference. You now have a new place. And hell, we're not an alternative anymore. We're competition. Somebody decided to make it very clear, particularly that if CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, unfortunately, Wyndham Rotunda, if he's going over to AEW, I still think he should go to Impact. Because there's so many people in AEW, he might be better off going to Impact for a while until other people are established. and then he could switch to AEW, you got those three people coming in, and he made it very clear with probably Tony Khan's blessing, say we are now competition. We are not an alternative anymore. People care about us. People are going to work with us. But then he decides to start taking off his boots. Took off one boot. Then Malachi Black came in and whooped his ass again and knocked him out. Then he threw one of his boots away. So what does this mean? They're eventually going to have a rematch. But Cody's going to be gone for a while. It's obvious because many people said, what was it? The Big Show. The show that he was on last year, they're renewing it for another year and he's coming back again. So if he's going back to do more tapings, he's not going to be able to be on Dynamite or Rampage or any of the other shows. So he's probably taking off for a couple of months, go film, also probably spend time with Brandy and his daughter, and stay off TV for a while, which will actually help. But this is the beginning of Black. Black's beginning. I'm not using that title. I already said what it is and I already forgot it. But essentially, Malachi Black was put over properly. He had to destroy Cody. He had to. If he wasn't allowed to destroy Cody, this would have been a disaster. People would be fuming mad that Malachi Black was brought in to work with Cody and then buried by Cody on Dynamite on his debut match when you could have let him go up against a jobber. You let him go with Cody. He should not be jobbing to Cody. He either jobs to a job, either he wins to a jobber, the jobber just gets annihilated, or if you're going to let Cody do it, he destroys Cody, which he did. That black mask was beautiful. I think I got a shot of it in my face. So was this a good show? Yes, it was. Was there a lot of storytelling? Somewhat. It was more matches than anything else, and a lot of video packages, which I find to be good. I think many people will not be happy about it because in the end, you're not getting that much storytelling content. You're hoping for more. Now, next week, we're going to be getting a Good Brothers match for the Impact titles. I don't know who they're going up against. I forgot. But really, it kind of pisses me off that they're the only ones that are allowed to go. And Kaz can go back and forth now, but still no one else. That pisses me off. Fuck AEW and fuck Impact Wrestling for agreeing to it or making it like that. But that's just me. Have a good day. Have a good night. Now, see, I can do NWA tomorrow or Friday because I do have to go to my doctor early in the morning. Peace.